Hi everyone, so I just wanted to take this time and show you some new journals I've been working on. I was very inspired by Nick the Booksmith and her recent journal share where she made journals that also had boxes or a trinket box inside. So I made my own version, and I really appreciate Nick the Booksmith for sharing all of her talent with us. And because I couldn't necessarily afford her class, I thought I would make my own based off of observations. So again, all credit goes to Nick the Booksmith in the concept, and I appreciate her talent and how she shares everything with us. So let's go ahead and get started. The first journal I have, and these are all steampunk inspired or vintage inspired. This one is a much larger size. I have two sizes, and so as far as inches, this one is about 7.5 by 4 3/4, and this is made using chipboard. The spine, I've used Tim Holtz. The majority of the materials that I used are Tim Holtz, so this is a Tim Holtz jelly roll that I purchased at Joann Fabrics, and I just Mod Podged it on so it's very stiff. I used my We Are Memory Keepers new word punch, and it reads Novelist. This is just a paper banner. I've made a very messy tassel and added a bead. I'll probably add more to that. And the cover I made using a Tim Holtz typewriter die cut, and I cut it up chipboard, painted it, and add some of these art wax on it. I love these. They smell like oranges. I don't know if you guys have these or ever tried it. They're amazing. You can get them at Michael's. Then I just used some scrap coffee dyed paper and used my stamp set that I got online for $5. It's a Stampin' Up set. $5 for this whole set from Marketplace, and it was brand new. Some lace and some map cardstock. So then when you open it up, you'll see a couple things here. On the left side, I've just lined it with some cardstock. We have a tag, a pocket, some ephemera. I purchased this ephemera on Etsy. I will link the store below. Some craft sticker with, again, the Stampin' Up stamps. Tim Holtz die pocket. Then I've just added some of the ephemera here from the Etsy store. And so I've kind of done a combination of plain paper and ledger paper and coffee dyed paper, and I kept this very simple and basic so that the recipient could write in it. And you'll notice too, I also included my own weekly schedule printout, and it has some circles for the dates from Monday through Friday, and then an open spot for your weekends. Little flip out there. Here's another pocket, and this is using a Sizzix die. I think it's Kate Lazardi die. Tags I've made. This is a die from Bo Bunny that I recently purchased at Tuesday Morning. More ephemera. That's my dog walking in the background. Flip up. And then on the back is the box. I purchased this box at Tuesday Morning. I believe it was $3.99, so it's a little expensive, but I loved the vintage look of it. It inspired this theme and the size and just the fact that it looks like a book. And you can open it this way. And on the inside, I have tag, more tags and pockets. Added a little clip there, and then just clip the ephemera. And I'm especially proud of this. Inside this burlap bag, I have made this gear circular journal. It's not perfect. It's my first time ever making this. I didn't find a tutorial or anything, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've added a brad so that you can swivel the cog around, and again you'll see how I aged it by painting it with brown acrylic paint in raw umber, and then adding the mix of the gold and the copper wax there. So that's the front. This is the back, and this is just plain cardstock paper that I ran through using the new Tim Holtz embosslets or embossing folders, the 3D. I love them, and this is in the gear. You can buy that at Hobby Lobby, and then this one is in the panels, the riveted panels. Again, Hobby Lobby, and this is just embossed paper. It is just amazing. So that is that, and I also tied it with this little, I don't know if it's a geode. No, it's not a geode. What is it? We will just call it a gem. Although I know that's not the word and I can't think of it right now. Anyways, I put it in this burlap bag. And that's what's inside that box. And that is the back. So here is one. The next one, oops, sorry, hit the phone. Here is the next one. And you'll notice I use Tim Holtz Elements ribbon. This is the ribbon that comes with the jelly roll that you purchase at the store. And so I just sewed two together. I thought that was perfect. Again, this is an embossing folder from Tim Holtz book plate, Tim Holtz die cut that I cut with chipboard, and the Tim Holtz spine with the fabric that I Mod Podged on. This faux leather piece I purchased for 80 cents at Hobby Lobby on clearance. It worked out perfectly because then I can just run that ribbon through there. That's the back. This is another cog, and it's a little tuck spot as well. And you just open this one up, and this is the same size as the one I showed previously. When you open this up, we have little Steampunk, another tuck spot with the cogwheel, and you can see you can tuck things in there. A tag there, some coffee dyed scrap paper, another tag I've made using some cardstock that has gold foiling on it, or copper foiling. This opens up with a sticker. And in this one, oh, I don't think I mentioned in the other one, but this is a book I purchased at the dollar store, and it was The Skull and the Nightingale, so I thought that was fitting with a steampunk theme there. Again, ledger paper, coffee dyed paper, tag, and this is removable, obviously. You've got your little spinner there. Another tag with the Kate Lizardi pocket. And that's the back. Oops. This one fell out here. Let me put that back in. Same box. Open it up. And then now you have your half gears with a tag and more ephemera. It's the Tim Holtz pocket again. I'm just obsessed with that Tim Holtz pocket. And you also have the gear, a little journal, and this one has the opposite side as the cover and the back. And it was more difficult to bind this than I thought it would be. I don't think I've got the engineering down, so I will figure it out as I move forward. So this is, oops. Here is this journal. I'm just in love with this. It's going to be difficult for me to part with that. So the next ones are smaller, and the reason why is I couldn't find any more of those boxes. Sorry about my phone moving. Couldn't find any more of those boxes, so I had to purchase wooden boxes at Hobby Lobby, and they actually turned out to be less expensive. So purchased a whole bunch of those, and I cut the chipboard down to fit that. So this is about 5 7/8 by 4.5. So 6 by 4.5. Again, using Tim Holtz because I'm in love with Tim Holtz. This is the gear embossing folder. This is the riveted panels embossing folder. Then I used his die cut that has the pipes, and then I just rearranged them the way I wanted to with the Tim Holtz book plate, Tim Holtz book plate, Tim Holtz fabric there, some vintage lace that my friend gave me. And the spine is from that same jelly roll from Tim Holtz, Mod Podged. There is the back, so you can see those, and let me do a flip through. So the side, you'll notice, is wood, and I painted it dark titanium white. It's an off-white but not milky white, so it resembles coffee dyed paper. I put I need to screw these in because right now it's just glued in, but I'm just waiting for the glue to cure so I can screw it in. This little wood handle piece that I purchased at Hobby Lobby, and so that just allows you to string. I'm using the rivet with the twine to keep it shut. So once you open this up, we have some tags, the Tim Holtz die, more of the ephemera. This one is an envelope with a little steampunk card and the belly band. More pages, coffee dye, ledger paper, envelope with ephemera. And that's the center that you can remove as well. Tag. It's a flip down. And here is the gear that I've made into tuck spots. So you have 2 tuck spots. And then I just covered the box with cardstock. The latch is on the left-hand side, and then you just open it up. So I'm having a problem opening it just because I just recently painted it, and I probably should let it cure, and I should cover it. So, and this has 4 individual compartments that I lined with cardstock. Just a tag, so you can put little bits and bobs in there. Chapstick if you wanted to. They had some miniature scissors you can put in there. Just all kinds of things that you can put in there. And so we'll just go ahead and close that shut. And this is one of them. Let me put that in the light so you can see just how amazing that wax and the texture on that embossing folder. Last but not least is this one. I'm going to give you a close-up look here. I mean, just look at the detail that that embossing folder does. It's just amazing. This chipboard, like I mentioned, just painted. I'm having a hard time. Okay, there we go. And then you just pull that out. On this end, we have the gears again with the tag. Another tag. Coffee dyed scrap paper and the Tim Holtz skull and the nightingale. I didn't show you the other one, did I? Flip down. And here I used that stamp set I showed you earlier from Stampin' Up. Some coffee dyed paper, burned it down on the edges so it can make a tuck spot. And you also have a tuck spot here. And that's actually tucked in. You can pull that out. And I just love this stamp set. It's such a steal for $5. And then you open this up. Again, you have your 4 compartments lined with cardstock, and then put a tag in there. So what I'll probably do is coat this with some Mod Podge so that the paint doesn't stick to one another, or maybe line it with felt or paper. But I'm not completely finished with this. I'm 98% done with it. So this is the other one. So 2 of the smaller journals, steampunk / vintage inspired. and here are the larger ones. These will be available in my Etsy shop tomorrow. I just need the time so that I can take pictures and load these. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.